Welcome to the wall. In today's video, we will see how a single mother has a crisis because she has to take care of Chad's child alone. We will see part of her decision-making process and how this strong and independent woman knows everything except how to choose a good man to have a child with. We want to invite you to smash that like button and help us reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year to get our first plaque. That's the only support we ask from you, man. Add your grain of sand to the movement. Leave us your experience in the comments for any man who needs it. And without further introduction, let's get started.
Come with me on a 3-day Royal Caribbean cruise to the Bahamas. I'm really going to try my best with this voiceover because my throat is gone after all the activities. We had such a great time. So we came a day early because I've always been told for a cruise to come a day early. So we ended up going out Thursday night in Miami. I actually did not know anybody in the group that we were going with. We were celebrating Christina and John's 5-year wedding anniversary. I was Dace's +1, so I did not know literally a single person but her. The ceremony was bright and early on the ship. So we headed there after we got ready. And since we were with a wedding party, we got the VIP. We got to go to the little VIP lounge. I was like, oh, okay. Early boarding. We celebrated love. Everybody was so beautiful and so amazing. We partied for a couple hours and then headed to our room. And then we went out to explore the ship. The views from the top were absolutely beautiful. Miami is so gorgeous. This was my first time going on a cruise, so I had no idea what to expect, but I was very impressed with Royal Caribbean. All of the food that was included was absolutely delicious. The service was fabulous. They had so many entertaining shows. They had the gym. Obviously, y'all know I'm gonna get a workout in. The one thing about it, I was taking advantage of that all-inclusive. Our first stop was at Perfect Day at Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's island. Imagine your company so successful that you have a whole island. Anyways, we went to Hideaway Beach, which was the adults only side, and it was a party. I think saying it was a party is a little bit of an understatement. I cannot even tell y'all how many drinks we had. My man Carlton right there was hooking us up. He had the best drinks. And then of course, little champagne showers. We met the best people at this pool party. Everybody was just such a great time. And it was nice because there was only 2 ships there. So it was just people from the boat. We showered and went to dinner and then hit up the ice skating show, which was amazing. And then we saw the karaoke and then they had a Latin dance party. 3 days honestly was not enough time to see all the activities and to truly do everything we wanted to do. And on the last day, I was honestly having so much fun. So I didn't film that much, but that's our weekend recap. Bye guys.
Here we have the single mother on a girls' trip to Miami, then a cruise to the Bahamas. You know, men, the famous girls' trip to Miami. Let me tell you, man, if you let your woman go on a girls' trip to Miami, let me tell you that you don't have a woman. Just look at how the party goes. Single mothers complain about carrying the entire load, but we all know that's a lie because there's always the grandma or the nanny who gets paid with daddy's child support. But they won't give credit to that. Now, let's watch the video where she comes out crying, saying that being a single mother alone is difficult.
Bro, being a single mom is literally the hardest shit ever. Like, you cannot do anything. I literally got like one side of my weights racked at the gym because I tried to work out and they're calling me over the intercom to come get him literally after 5 minutes because he don't want to be with anybody but me because I'm the only person with him. But you literally just can't do anything. I'm literally so exhausted from work, like 90% of the time. So I don't ever get to do like a good, like real workout. And I got up trying to do a workout this evening and he don't even want to go to the kids club. This is like the 3rd time I've tried to take him. He does not like to be with strangers. So it just makes it hard because I can't do anything. The only time I have help is when I'm working. But I can't ever do anything for myself. And the other parent just gets to do whatever they want. Literally whatever. You can go hang out with your friends. You can work out. You can complain about how tired you are. But really, like, look at my life. Like, look what I have to do every single day. I hate even complaining about this because my mom helps me a lot. And I have a nanny for my son twice a week. But that's while I'm working. I'm working 24/7. As an entrepreneur, my brain is in work mode 24/7. And I only have physical help while I'm working. And so it just makes it difficult whenever I need to do things for myself. Like my nails are down to the nubs. My toes are a whole different story because it's like when do I have the time? Where's the time to go and do that? Like, I don't have anybody to keep him for me to go sit and get my nails done for an hour. I joined a gym with childcare and he doesn't want to go to the childcare because he doesn't like strangers. I can't do work from home because if I look down for 2 seconds, he's climbed up on my kitchen island. And then you got to deal with the other party complaining that you're not being nice to them. And cleaning, just cleaning all day, every day. That's literally my life. I needed to let that cry out. It's been a little minute since I've cried. I feel like I've just been so numb to all emotion that I just haven't cried. So that did make me feel a little bit better, but it's been rough recently, and he does not want anybody but me, which I love. My mama heart loves it, but my Caitlin heart, myself, wishes that he could be okay with the childcare so that I could get a workout in. My son is 17 months old, and this has by far been the hardest stage of all of it. Hi baby, the sweetest, but definitely the hardest, and I'm acquiring a lot of mental strength throughout this, but sometimes you just have a little breakdown. Yeah, it's a lot. We're gonna figure it out. This is embarrassing. I'll probably delete this later.
Oh my God!
Being a single mother is really a burden, but that's why we always say that a woman's top priority is choosing the father of her children. If you open your legs to Chad, a man who brings nothing to the table except his seed, you can't complain afterward that this man doesn't want to take responsibility for his seed. Because who gives access to the bed? The woman. Who has the risk of getting pregnant? The woman. If you choose an irresponsible father who can't even guarantee you commitment, then it's really your fault. She is not complaining about the struggle. She is complaining that she can't live her single life. But as we saw in the first video of the trip to Miami, which was a day after this, we can see that she had a very liberal life. Seeing this makes it clear what type of man she chose as the father of her child.
I'm having a much better day today, so we're gonna have a real conversation about the very vulnerable video I just posted yesterday of me crying in my car because my son would not let me work out. I truthfully just can't even give the men the attention that they're seeking, because I'm just blocking every man that comments on that video because they're just talking about that stupid single mom song, which I don't think is funny at all. I don't think making fun of somebody who's trying to raise a child, who's trying to raise the next generation, I don't think making fun of somebody who's struggling is funny. Like, that's not okay. That's not funny. Y'all are being bullies and you're being very immature, and that's not manly of you. That's very, very weak. So y'all don't even deserve my energy, but that's the only thing I wanted to say about the men who want to shame somebody who's actually struggling. And a general message to the ones who have the mindset of, you laid down with this man, you chose this, get married first, stop complaining, we all have to be a parent. Where is, like, we're in such a me society. Like, y'all literally only care about yourselves. You have no empathy for somebody who's struggling. And I guarantee there's areas of your life that you're struggling, but it's just different. We all struggle differently. And obviously I parent every single day, and I parent very well for my son to be so attached to me. And there was a lot of people saying things also that, like, okay, you don't see my page. All you see is a video of me crying about being a single mom. You don't know my life. You don't know the things that I've actually shared with my community and my audience on here, which is understandable, but let me enlighten you. I lived at my parents' house for the first 10 months of my son's life, so he has been around men. He is very, very comfortable and absolutely loves my younger brother and my dad. He's obsessed with them, and he's also with my mom 3 days a week. She keeps him while I work. I own my own business. I'm a personal trainer, so I am waking up at 4:45 every day to drop Maverick off either with his nanny or with my mom, and then I get to the gym for my first client at 6:30, and it is now 10:38, and I'm leaving the gym to go walk my dog and feed my dog. And then I also have 75 online clients that I have to check in with, check their stats, check their workouts, and do programming for. So I'm working usually until I go pick my son up. I pick my son up at 1 o'clock. I also do content creation. So in between all of this, and then after I pick my son up, I am editing, I am filming, which I'm not complaining about because I've never complained about my job. Love my job so much. It's mentally taxing also being a mother. And then I also have a dog too, like I said. So my days are just super slam packed most of the time, usually until I put him to bed, and then I do a couple more hours of work, clean up around the house, and then go from there. Get home gym equipment. Yes, I have 2 sets of dumbbells, a little ab machine, and resistance bands that are actually my own brand of resistance bands because, again, I am a personal trainer. So I do very much know, and also in my fitness app, I have several categories and programs dedicated to mothers that cannot make it to the gym because obviously that is my life.
Damn!
Here I want to highlight something I say because men don't feel empathy for them. It's simple. She is a strong and independent woman, surely the typical woman with high standards, the entrepreneurial woman who has her own business, blah, blah, blah. But the first 10 months of your child's life, you were at your parents' house. What does that tell us? That one of 3 things happened here. 1. She fell in love with a Chad, who didn't have a stable relationship because he didn't move her in during her first day of pregnancy. 2. That man is married. 3. She got too empowered and left the father during the first days after her child was born. But I lean towards the first one. I repeat again, the most important choice in a woman's life is the father of her children, because 90% of women end up with the child. If you tell me that you didn't spend even a day living with the father after the child was born, it means this wasn't a lasting relationship with a responsible man. It was a fun time that went wrong for her. Now she has to raise Chad's seed.
But that's not what I want to do. And that was kind of my point of it. Like, I can work out, and if you look at my page, you see that I am on a running journey right now. I am going to be doing a 10-mile race in a couple months, and I run with my son. I got a jogging stroller. We go running. So yes, I can exercise, but my love is for athletic training. I want to do box jumps. I want to do cleans. I want to do barbell exercises. I want to squat. I want to deadlift. I want to do the big lifts. And so, yes, it is a sacrifice I have to make, but my point is that it's not fair that I'm the only party making sacrifices when it takes 2 to bring a child into the world. It takes 2 to make the choice. It takes 2 to lay down. It takes 2 to make those decisions that ultimately leads to a child being brought into the world. But for some reason, all of the blame and all of the shame is placed on the parent who is taking care of the child 24/7 and never on the parent who is doing nothing. Why can't he stay with his dad? His dad moved out of state when he was 10 months old. So he hasn't seen his dad in over 2 months now, because I took him to see his dad. Yeah, it's been like 2.5 months. I took him to see his dad and he hasn't seen him since. Pay your nanny longer. Well, actually, there is 1 day a week where she is unavailable to keep him for a longer time because she also has things that she does. And then 2, I can't afford it. I'm already paying almost $900 a month for part-time care. There's no daycares near me that do part-time. Well, they do part-time, but you have to have somebody else who's filling in the remainder of the time so that it equals a full-time, but you're like splitting it between 2 people, which is just very dumb. But even then, it's just outlandishly expensive. And I am a business owner and my business does very well, but my bills are high. I have to have a 2-bedroom apartment so my son can have his own space. I have my business expenses. I have the childcare. I have outlandish grocery bills because y'all understand how this economy is right now. And as parents, we are allowed to have times where we just have to let it out. It is so freaking hard, but truthfully, even as hard as it is, I wouldn't change anything. I absolutely love my life. I don't hate the situation I'm in at all. Is it unfortunate? Yes, but my son is 17 months old now. Like, my boo-hooing was already, I went through all of that when I was pregnant. I already went through all of these emotions when I was pregnant, but I'm allowed to know and acknowledge that there's days and times where it can be really hard, especially when you have a teething, growing 1.5-year-old. Okay? It's hard. No, I do not need to explain these things, but I feel it needs to be said because y'all have got to stop. I'm not saying everybody, but you know, especially the men. I doubt they even made it this far in the video, but the single parent slander is just insane. And it's not just for single moms, but I'm not a single dad. I've said this so many times. I'm not a single dad, so I can't speak for single dads. Like, if you're a single dad and you feel so offended, like, why don't you make content for single dads then? Like, I'm making content for single mothers, and I'm sharing vulnerability. I'm sharing my life for single mothers. I'm not going to speak about single dads because I'm not one. But you truthfully need to look within if you're seriously sitting here and making fun of somebody who's struggling. Like, that just makes no sense to me, and that's very, very cruel, to be honest, and just says more about you and your character. And hope you have the day you deserve. Bye.
The father moved to another state and hasn't seen the child in 2 months. This is a classic chat. As they say, it takes two to create a child, but only one has the power to decide with whom to have the child. I'm sure there were better men with more fatherly qualities. There are many beta providers in this world, especially in gyms. I'm sure there was one who could have been a better prospect as a father, but those men don't give her a roller coaster of emotions. She went for the one who did, and look how it ended. This single mother situation is what happens most often nowadays because children are raised with a nanny or the grandmother, and still, she complains. These men are lucky, 2 months without knowing about the child, and they're not even held responsible. Of course, he's a Chad, and she won't want to mess with him. But you know what makes me laugh? When it comes to choosing a stepfather, then she wants to set standards and pretend she wants a good man. But let's watch the next video and see the comments men left that have her so upset.
Let's rate comments I've gotten on the video I posted about being stressed about single mom life. I'm sorry you didn't make a good decision on who to procreate with, but please realize that's on you. I appreciate the grammar in this comment, so I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 10. You signed up for this. Yeah, so why complain? Yes, I went to the convention where you sign up to become a single mom and put my name at the top of the list. 0 out of 10. Keep your legs closed. You knew the possibilities on here, sounding like a 4-year-old that can't get her way. Laughing emojis. Weh. All the laughing faces just kind of made the comment a little bit immature. And then why did you say yeah, like YAH? Are we adults or like, how are we typing? 0. This was a common one, so I just picked this one because I like the little tilted laughing face, so I'm gonna give that a 2. Clothes, yeah, and legs, ain't nobody problem but yours. I wish your mom would have done the same. 1 out of 10. I'm not trying to scare you, but please go get your thyroids checked. The way your neck is can be a sign of thyroid cancer. I'm not gonna lie, this one, I had to sit and stare at it for a second because I couldn't believe that this was a real comment underneath my video. And like, I don't know what to take from this. Like, she's showing a little bit of care. You know what I'm saying? Being vulnerable, giving her personal experience. You get it? 4 out of 10, you know? Thank you for the concern, but my thyroids are good. Let's go. Yes, Miss Independent. We don't need no man. Whew. And you still got mommy helping you out. Please stop. Go build some roads or buildings. This comment went in a little too many directions for me. So I really like that emoji though, so I'm going to give it a 1. Well, you chose to be a single mom. Unoriginal. 0 out of 10. That's your fault. I just really dislike improper grammar. Short and sweet though, to the point. 1 out of 10. There were so many more, but I deleted them. But this is truly comical. And please, like, if you choose to be a content creator, influencer, sharing your life on the internet, please be prepared for stuff like this. Like, you got to be able to look at comments like this and laugh, because especially if you have a video go viral and get a lot of attention, you're gonna get all different types of opinions, all different types of trolls, all different types of people giving their 2 cents. And if you cannot handle it mentally, don't do it. Because the way I be looking at this, like, if I was a weak bitch, I would be crying myself and melting into the bed right now with some of the things that y'all are saying. Y'all trying to eat me up, but you can't. But you can't. Have the day you deserve.
It's funny because it's true.
The Bible says the truth will set you free. The truth hurts. All these comments were right. Why do you want empathy if you chose the father of your child? It's not like you set out to be a single mother. Here's the funny part. Women know how to choose clothes from thousands of items and colors to paint their nails. They claim to be smarter than men, but when it comes to choosing a good man, they never know how. Women who choose hardworking and responsible men, who first establish a solid relationship before having children, don't go through these things. Because if your child is already with your mother in the first 10 months of life, that means you left. You didn't want to be a wife. You like the single life. Or you only like Chad for intimacy, not for a life together. You got pregnant due to your carelessness. Many questions, few answers, but one thing is certain. Every action leads to a reaction. If you choose the wrong father for your children, you have to deal with the consequences. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think was the reason she became a single mother? Why do you think her child is living with her mother during the first years of their life? What do you think is the reason? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.